Hello everyone, this is Shakti once again in front of you, and today I'm again with a new topic and very interesting topic. But before starting the topic, let me tell you that please subscribe the channel and hit the bell icon and do share it with maximum of your friends. So let's begin. Now today I'll tell you one very important topic, and that important topic is normally nowadays people they think that, oh my god, how I'm going to speak effective English, spoken English, and they have doubt and they have lots of myths. So first of all, I will tell you what all myths people are having when they think that they'll not be able to be a fluent speaker, a good speaker, an effective speaker. So we'll be discussing about those all myths, and after that, at the end of this video, I'll tell you one trick so that you'll be able to improve your spoken English very well. So stay tuned and must watch the video completely. Okay, now I'll be telling you one by one what all myths students or almost everybody is having when we talk about spoken English. So the first myth is we try to translate the things, right? We try to translate, suppose if we are talking something in Hindi and suddenly we need to talk in English, so we try to translate that thing. And let me tell you, my dear friends, this is very wrong if you are translating Hindi to English. You know, while speaking, you don't need to translate. Now see, what happens when we translate? First of all, we think of that Hindi sentence. This is one dot, right? Secondly, we think that how to translate that Hindi sentence into English sentence, right? So this is the second thing which you do, that is the second dot. Now the third dot is we try to just find out which tense we are going to use, what verb will come, which punctuations will use, am I using the right pronunciation or not. So these things comes in our mind. Now this is the third dot. And finally, we try to translate it and we speak in English, right? And we think that we are right. But let me tell you, my dear friends, we are not right. We are incorrect. And that is why we make mistakes in spoken English. So the first myth which we people are having is we try to translate the things that we don't have to do, right? So this is the first thing. Now if we'll move to the second thing we have is we think that we should have complete knowledge about grammar, which is again not correct. Yes, I do understand we should have knowledge of grammar, but that knowledge we are already having, right? From our childhood, we have been studying English as a subject, right? Everybody studied that. So this we all know that where to use is, am, are, was, were. Everybody knows. And now, if let's suppose you are going in any of the spoken English class, and over there they are teaching you grammar, tenses, parts of speech, pronunciations, then these things they are teaching you. And they are telling you that we will make you speak spoken English in just 30 days, in 3 months, in 2 months, right? They're telling you like this. And you are getting fooled over there. They're teaching you grammar. So let me tell you, if you're thinking that we should have complete information about grammar and then we are going to have effective communication skill, that to spoken English, then you are wrong. So the second myth which we have is, we think that we should have complete information about the grammar. So let me tell you, my dear friends, we should have information about the grammar that we are already having. Till now, we are already having that much information related to grammar. Now, you can, in your leisure time, you can go through those grammar part. But if you think that studying grammar will make you a effective spoken English, will help you to speak a fluent English, but no, you are incorrect. This will not help you. So this is the second myth. Now the third myth which students or most of us are having is that we belong from UP board. We are from UP board. So we are unable to learn this language. My dear students, my dear friends, let me tell you, it doesn't matter you are there from any board, you can learn this language. Because if continuously you are practicing, I'll tell you that trick, and if you are following that trick continuously, then it doesn't matter you are from whatsoever board, you can learn this language very effectively. So try and understand. If you are from UP board, you should be glad. Why? Because over there, the grammatical parts, they are taught very much. So you should be glad. But then again, if you think that I am from UP board and I'll not be able to speak in English, you are very wrong. So this is the third myth which we people are having. Now we'll move to the fourth myth. And the fourth myth is, people normally think that if we speak something in English, we lose our self-respect. So you're wrong, my dear friends. If you are working on yourself, if you are doing homework on yourself, then remember one thing. You will not have any harm. Try to understand this. So never think like this, that if you are speaking anything in English, you'll be losing your self-respect. No, nothing like that. And if you are thinking like this, then let me assure you that never you will be able to learn this language. Try and understand this thing. Very frankly, I am telling you. So never think, because you are at learning stage. And if you are learning that thing, and then you are thinking that if I am learning, and then also if I am trying to speak that language, and I am going to lose my self-respect, then I'm sorry to say, you will not be able to learn that language. So never think like this. Now, the fifth myth which we are having. And that fifth myth is, we say in Hindi, सबसे बड़ा रोग क्या कहेंगे लोग? What people will say. If we'll speak, what people will say. If we'll speak wrong, what people will say. So remember one thing, my dear friends. English language, if you want to learn, you will have to make mistakes. And if you'll make mistakes, then only you'll be able to learn things. Try to understand this again. So make mistakes. Make maximum mistakes. Then only you'll be able to learn that thing. Now, the sixth myth which people is having, the sixth one, is that if I'll speak English very fast, then I'll become a fluent speaker. No. If you try to speak English very fast, then you will not become fluent speaker, right? The definition of fluency is not this. That if you are speaking English in a fast manner, then that is fluent English. No. So what is fluent English? Now, fluent English is whatever you are speaking in English should be understandable to the one you are speaking. Try and understand again. So this myth we are having, if we'll speak fast English, then we are speaking fluent English. No, nothing like that. So, my dear friends, these myths you have to remove. And let me tell you one more thing, that English speaking is an art. Communication skill is an art. But English language is a language. So speaking is an art, English as a subject is a language. So as we go to gym and we make our muscles and we do regular exercise for that, right? So let's just think of like you are not going for 3 to 4 days in a gym. You're not practicing regularly. Then what happens? You're having pain in your muscles. Then those muscles are not developing. The similar thing happens in spoken English also. If you're not practicing regularly this spoken part, then I'm sorry to say, my dear friends, you'll not be able to develop this spoken English skills. So regular practice is required. Now, the question comes over here is how to practice. So I am going to reveal that trick with you all, that how you can become an effective spoken English speaker. So the trick is, what you need to do. Normally, if you are a slow learner, right, then 3 things you need to do. But if you are a quick learner, then 2 things you need to do. So first of all, I'll talk about the slow learners, right? So if we are a slow learner, then we need to do listening, speaking, along with writing. 3 things we have to do. Listening, speaking, along with writing. And how we have to do these 3 things, that I am going to explain. So see, if you are a slow learner or you are an initiator, then how you have to start this? Listening is very important again, but how you listen, I'm telling you, and after that I'll tell you how you have to listen. So first of all, we'll listen that how you listen. Normally what happens, we try to watch Hollywood movies, right? And Hollywood movies, let's suppose the movie is of 1 hour or the time duration is 1.5 hours. So what we do is, we watch the complete movie. As a result, we are able to understand the movie, okay? We are able to get the message of that movie, okay? We are able to understand the gist also of that movie. But then again, if we talk about spoken English, we don't learn that much. We don't learn that effectively. So what we need to do, I'm going to tell you. There are lots of English speaker, that too Indian English speaker on YouTube. So initially, if you are an initiator, then what you need to do is listen those English speakers on YouTube. Now, if the speech is of 1 hour, if the time duration of that speech which you are going to listen of any particular speaker is of 1 hour, then what you need to do is, you don't have to listen the whole speech. How you have to listen is, you have to listen in intervals, and that intervals you can divide day wise. For example, if I am listening any speaker and the time duration of that speech is 1 hour, so what I have to do is, first day I'll try to listen that speaker for 10 to 15 minutes. That's it, not more than that. For 10 to 15 minutes. And after listening that speaker, now just listen carefully what all things you need to do. And if you are practicing the same way, for sure you will, able to be a good English speaker. So what you need to do is, try to listen that speaker for 10 to 15 minutes. That's it. Okay? After that, after listening that speaker, if you are a slow learner, now second thing you have to do is, you have to write those things. Whatever things you have listened, write them on any diary maybe. Or if you are maintaining any notebook, you can write over there, or on a sheet of paper. That's on you, right? So the second thing now you have to do is, you have to write the same thing which you have listened. Now, after doing the second thing, the third thing which you have to do is, you have to speak the same thing which you have listened and written, and now you have to speak the same thing. So if you want, you can see that and speak, or if you want, you can, without seeing, you can speak. Maybe in front of mirror, right? Now see, this I was telling for a slow learner. Now if you are a quick learner, then what you need to do is, the first step is, listen that speaker, English speaker, Indian English speaker. And then the second step is, speak whatever that speaker spoke, only for 10 to 15 minutes. And let me tell you, hardly it will take 30 to 40 minutes in a day. And the same thing you have to repeat the next day also, but you have to revise whatever you spoke the previous day. So first revise the previous day part, and after that you can continue, right? So this you need to do. Now, if you are following this thing, then what all advantages you are going to get, right? So the first thing is, if you are following this trick, your communication skill will improve. And communication skill means the way you express your ideas, your views in front of others so that they are able to understand you properly. So your communication skill will improve, right? Secondly, your pronunciation will improve, right? You'll come to know that what is the right pronunciation because you will listen that speaker, right? Thirdly, your accent will improve. Try and understand. Your accent will improve, right? Fourthly, confidence level will come. Fifthly, your sentence structure will improve. Sixth, your grammatical errors will improve. Seventh, you'll be able to give perfect pauses as the speaker was giving in his or her speech. So these all advantages you are going to get for if you are practicing for 30 to 40 minutes on daily basis. So my dear students, my dear friends, do practice like this only. And it really works. I'll tell you one real life example. One of my student from one of the university in Punjab was not getting job, right? He sat in lots of interviews, job interviews, and he was frustrated. And one fine day he called me up and he said, "Sir, I'm really very sorry to say, but I don't want to sit in further interviews. I'm very sad." Then I asked him, "What is the matter? Why you are saying like this?" So he said, "Sir, I sat in lots of interviews, but I am unable to get selections." So I asked him, "What is the reason? Can you please tell me what is the reason behind that? Do you know that reason, or should I tell you what may be the reason?" So he said, "Yes, sir, I know the reason." And he shared that reason with me. He said, "Sir, I'm having MTI, that is, Mother Tongue Influence, and as a result, I am unable to get selections." I said, "So what happened? Why you are so sad about that? I'll tell you one trick. You have to follow that trick, and if you are following that trick, then maybe in the next interview, you'll crack that interview. And maybe the next interview would be one of the best interview in your life." So he said, "Okay, fine, sir, I'll try my best." So I told him the trick. The trick was the same which I told you today. And you won't understand, or you won't get me that the child did the same. Every day he used to follow the same thing. He was doing continuous practice. Now what happened? He was placed in the next drive. And the next drive was one of the biggest drive. And now at present, that student of mine is working in Google. And he was from Bihar. So he was having mother tongue influence. So let me tell you, my dear friends, my dear students, that if you are having mother tongue influence also, then also if you are following this trick, if you are following this technique, then you will be able to be a good English speaker. So all I want to tell you is that try to follow this technique on daily basis, and if you are following this technique continuously for 3 months, that is 90 or 91 days, only on daily basis you have to practice for 30 to 40 minutes, and I think this thing you can do, right? And if you face any kind of problem, anytime you can contact me. And if you are following the same thing, then for sure you'll become a good English speaker. And this problem which you are having, these all myths which you were having, I have told at the starting only what all myths we were having. So if you people will have those kinds of myths, first of all, do not have those kinds of myths because they are myths. Secondly, try to practice regularly whatever I have told you, and if you are practicing regularly those things, then let me tell you that you'll be confident enough to express your ideas, to express your views in front of anyone, right? So at last, I would like to tell you that please practice it regularly and be a good English speaker. Thank you very much.